He thinks they should not live. Third, 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 third. You know you like that song, Alan. Shut up.
No, I don't. Fuck
yeah,
you.
You
Let's
do.
start this fucking show.
You know you like it, Alan. Stop being a dick. Randall Newman got boxed for days. He hates short people. He probably hates gays. What is up, JoJo Cat? What is up, all 52?
Oh, we're fucking live? What?
Yeah.
How did I get a notification?
I don't know, Alan. Randall Newman said to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I was right. I don't think we're live.
She's talking, she's gonna call you an elf.
We're definitely live. I can see it.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm not losing my shit right now. I don't know what you're
No, we're
talking
live.
about.
Maybe we're not. You know what? That's okay. We're still gonna talk to ourselves though.
What
is up,
wow!
folks?
What the fuck? Did you ban me from the channel or some shit?
No. Why would I ban you from the channel?
I don't know.
Refresh.
I am refreshing. No, it's fucking up.
It don't work.
No, internet works. I finally got on
shit.
now, but it's like half my fucking everything's just not working.
Anyways, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta be honest. Ryan Newman has such an amazing like rhythm and everything that I kind of just kind of like. Oh, he does. Ryan Newman got bots for days, dude. What are you talking about? He gets bars. He does bars, and his name's not even Lars. You know what I'm saying?
What?
You heard me, dog.
It's because I heard you doesn't mean I understood you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's how I feel like at McDonald's all the time. I can't understand anybody over there in that fucking drive-thru. Anyways, guys, how y'all doing, though? I'm Nick Diaz, and I'm over here arguing with Alan already at the very beginning of the show. But we got some reviews for you, and hopefully you can get through them pretty quickly because of the fact that Corey's going to be starting very, very, very soon. As far as I know, he's prepping the last-minute prep for Masters of the Universe, and it's not going to be the one.
Oh, that came out?
Well, no, this one's about the 1987 one. I don't know. I don't know shit about Double Toast anymore. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh yeah, because I know that the animated show's coming out soon. I didn't know it came out yet.
Yeah, the man titty attack. I like the fat attack better, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's a mouthful. Mouthful of man titty, as they would say. But Black Knight, thank you for subscribing. Sup to you, good sir. Thank you very much. Now you don't have to deal with the Moobot fucking with you, putting ads right in front of your face. You know what I mean? Making you want to buy Sprite or whatever the fuck they kind of. I don't know what our advertisements are, by the way.
Random shit, and sometimes the movie we're about to review.
That sucks because like whatever, like man, Forever Purge is some bullshit. Forever Purge coming soon to movie theater. Like I don't know.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But before
I didn't watch that, man. I was like Forever Purge. I'm like this is you defeated the point of the purge, so this is just a horror movie.
Yeah, yeah, you could say it has no purpose, like purpose. Never mind. Hey, Jet, how you doing today on this wonderful evening?
I'm looking at bath bombs.
I'm trying to read the comment you read to make that shitty joke. I don't know what the fuck why you said that.
No, I said because purge and purpose. Get it? Like purge piss. You know, you don't understand any of my fucking jokes. Like I love my jokes.
They suck and they barely form a sentence. You just get it straight together 6 words and then make it a sentence.
You know, that's what I do. When I make a mistake, I just turn it into a song. It becomes rhythm. It becomes cool. You know what I mean? That's because I am like 2% black because I'm Puerto Rican.
What?
I don't know. I've heard like another host of DT say that.
I don't think any of that sentence is real.
No, well, one of the hosts of Double Toast has actually said that before, and I'm gonna steal it because maybe people like me. No, definitely not. Let's not do that. He's my boss. I can't make lies to him while we're on the air.
Your boss, not mine.
He's technically your boss.
He doesn't, baby.
He doesn't know you know. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, would you be happy if he remembers you by the Canadian Penny guy?
Oh hell no! I don't even want them to remember that one.
Yeah, dude. Next time you should just bring your bird and then bring it to the studio and just be like, hey, like,
that's a fucking terrible idea.
No, can't you like bring your bird like on the cage and then put it in the plane? Put it with the rest of the luggage.
No.
Okay, no, I just
they killed it.
Huh?
No, I was gonna say, you know how many times airlines kill animals? Fuck that.
Now I'm only United, which that was someone I was gonna recommend.
I was gonna say how often.
Yeah, not that often. It's almost like, you know, when people say like you know, flying, you're gonna like die less because of the fact that like there's not so much statistics for death in the plane, so it's actually technically safer.
He can always bring her in like in a 6-piece.
Yeah, cut for 6 pieces.
The fat man makes a fat you.
You damn right, dude. Now give me some fried Penelope. God damn it, where's she at?
You first.
Wait, hold on. What? I mean, wait. I mean, I know my thing wasn't making
He's
sense.
a
But that really doesn't
bird.
make sense.
6-piece nuggets. He wants food.
Those are chickens.
Chickens are birds.
For real?
Yes.
They have wings.
I didn't even know about that. Chris, y'all talking trailers tonight or tomorrow? Probably tomorrow. Probably not at all.
Trailers came out.
Huh?
Oh, Jackass 3D. Jackass 3D. Jackass Forever and another one.
Yeah, which by the way is like Jackass Forever. Okay, like this is gonna be a lot different than the last three. It's like
The last one was terrible. I refuse to watch this new one.
But as opposed to what though? Was there one that was good? Like they're all
no, I don't know. People seem to like them, but the last one I almost threw up 3 times in the theater.
Oh god.
All right, so to be honest, the last Jackass, I really did fucking love it. All right, and it has actual emotional reasons. So, if you guys don't know, the last Jackass they made before this new one coming up was kind of their farewell movie. They were all retiring after this. It was a combination of 20 plus years at this point of them doing the series and different spin-off series and just continuing their own careers on the internet as well as doing magazine covers and shit like that. Because everyone has their own careers. It's just not everyone made it to the level of fame like Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O. But everyone's made pretty good, decent living doing their craft. But it hit me because all these people are at the age around 30, mid-30s, late 20s at this point. So, like, a lot of these jokes and humor is just like, hey, guys, we're about to be grown-ass adults, and I don't want to split my nuts when I'm 35. So this is our goodbye sense, so we can at least maybe have 10 years of just living with our families and not having broken bones for a couple years. Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful. Like, they show stuff from their background tours. Like, everyone's hanging out. You can tell this is like their last hurrah. Steve-O's off the drugs, so he's more aware where he's at. He's more present. Hell, he's even more terrified of the shit they ask him to do, which is great.
Oh, the fucking dog again. And, the dog poop fucking porta potty. I was like, what?
But the reason it has such significance for me is like I was hitting the age around 16, 17, right when I was starting to become an adult, and like all those high school and middle school friends were starting to disappear, and we were starting to form our own lives. Mm-hmm. And that, like, the song "Memories" that plays at the end of with the Weezer, that shit just always hits me in the heart at a point because that just gives me memories of all the different times in your life that you didn't know that you were gonna start changing and progressing past those times, and you just have those nostalgia, those memories left over from that.
I gotta ask. Were you one of the kids that basically did the Jackass shit, even though they told you right at the beginning not to?
No, I like to watch the kids do the Jackass shit that they got told.
Yeah. I was about to say, bro, Jackass ain't that deep, man.
Well, wait, no one. Yeah, I don't think anyone's like referring to them being deep.
I was talking about this shit like it was a fucking like. Well,
it is like if you know the background of the story, this was their farewell movie.
Yeah, like I mean, like plus like music and everything, it just reminds you of like, yo, like we're all leaving, like your friend, like you get out of college, you get out of high school, you're probably never gonna see these people again. It's like my friends are jackasses, like
Ryan does not.
They sure are.
Like legit, Ryan does not with us anymore. If that's the end of his career for that movie, then that's what the purpose was. Like, hey,
and look, everything's going on Bam Majera right now. The people at Vandy. I mean, yeah. It's funny we just brought that up. You, Mike. Thank you for the bit. He says, hey, Diaz, are you surprised they got AEW Darby Allin's replacement for Bam Majera? Oh, so Darby Allin's a new Jackass. I did not know that, but that's a great guy to have because any wrestler does Jackass shit all the fucking time.
Yeah, he's the new Jackass.
Well, no, because all wrestlers are kind of jackasses. Like, imagine, like, hey, I'm going to fall off the top of the rope and then you just let me fall down, okay?
No,
okay.
it's just a very funny way to say, there's that new Jackass.
But no,
and he said all
I just want to point out from the new trailer, because I did see some clips of it, I do like the fact that Johnny Knoxville is just embracing the fact that he's Rick from Rick and Morty.
I can't even say anything to that.
Basically, alcoholic crazy man that wants crazy bullshit to happen.
So yeah, aka. By the way, like I hate that that's a character trait. Everyone's like, yeah, he's like Rick, or he's like whatever. He's like, yeah, he goes burps and drinks, and then, hey Morty, I'm gonna do some.
He's Homer Simpson if he acted like Peter Griffin.
It's fucking annoying. I hate that shit. It's so dumb. Anyone notice that Alan looks like Kevin Smith with it? Yeah, Alan does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
so
we all came to that realization today.
So does he look more like Dante or does he look more like Kevin Smith?
Yes, and yes.
Can I throw something?
No, because really when I used to have just the goatee, I would look like Dante, but now I have the full beard.
Well, I strongly feel, and someone said this in the chat a long time ago too, but I think he looked like Mick Foley from WWE. I'm just saying, this is him right here. Hey guys, I gained a little bit of weight, but I still have my opinions. I haven't changed a whole lot. I'm Alan.
You mean how you currently look right fucking now?
I do not look like Mick Foley. Fuck off.
You look closer to Mick Foley than I do.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I don't. Jet, do I look like Mick Foley?
Please leave a message after the beep.
Are you fucking for real? I do
First of all,
not
I'm not answering any questions right now.
Dude, hold on. Look, here's me. And there's Mick Foley.
Wow. Found the one photo in which you can barely see his face.
Well, what the fuck are you talking about then, dummy? Like, you said you look like him, and
the
I'm
same
like,
kind of hair, the same kind of partition, but hey, hide it so much that the audience can't see. Why don't you show a real, like, up-close photo?
That's up in my fucking nose, you dummy!
I mean, like full screen it, motherfucker.
God, you idiot!
I like how you both are fighting over like, no, you look like Mick Foley. No, you look like Mick Foley.
Alan, I'll be the bigger man.
Like
I'll be the bigger man like I usually am. And
wow, yeah. I mean, Fatter, why don't you roll on to that opinion?
Yeah, I was gonna say it, but
I think you meant
guys,
more height-wise, Alan.
You see, guys, you call me fat. Like,
that's okay. You'll get over it.
Sorry.
We fat shame here at the chat tech, especially among the co-hosts.
Yeah. Hey, Alan.
Nick's way closer to Foley than Alan. Thank you, Jerk Cat.
What the fuck? For one, Drew Cat, you jackass.
I said jerk, but fuck you.
And it's still wrong. Jerk
Alan
Cat
definitely looks like Kevin Smith.
Learn to read. Damn it.
You learn to read.
You learn to read.
I have 2 degrees. What do you got?
I got 2 degrees of separation from slapping you in the face. That
you don't even
cool
know what that means.
In my head, that kind of sounded cool. Like it was like a promo, kind of. I don't know.
Who looks more like Mick Foley? Thick Molly, you.
For one, I'm Thick Molly. No. Anyways, Kevin Smith though.
Where am I on this list? I want to be like Mick Foley.
You know, Molly.
From me.
You know, I'll have Alan say. He'll probably say Viola Davis.
That joke is so old.
You know what, Gene? I'll accept that. Alan definitely does look like Ali G.
That joke is so old. No one in the chat will get it. Hell, Roxy won't even.
Oh, well, I can tell the story so they get it if you want.
No, that story. That's
okay. I got you, buddy. So here's the thing, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Once upon a time, I don't know what happened with Alan, but a lot of black people started looking alike.
Wow.
There was like 5 girls, all different ages. 5 girls, all different ages, all different sizes, and this dude's like, "Huh? She looks like Viola Davis. She looks nothing like her."
It was. It looked just like her.
No.
And then somebody that same day put a GIF in the chat of someone, and I thought that was also Viola Davis.
Dude.
And the third part of this wasn't even me. It was somebody else that said someone else looked like Viola Davis, and somehow got wrapped into my bullshit.
Look, I'm sorry, but the fact, because by the way, guys, I'm not saying he's right. Oh, you motherfucker!
Thank God,
Corey.
I'm right.
I'm making fun of my co-host.
And he's saved by the bell. Corey Coleman coming in with the save.
Good guys, Corey Coleman.
Oh, and again, Gene basically said I look like Ali G. Yeah, okay, haha, funny. My name is Ali. I hate Ali G, and I hate everything that Sacha Baron Cohen does because he just enforces negative stereotypes, and his fans piss me off more than anything because they'll just take that bullshit that he's essentially making fun of and just make that their personality and comedic traits, and it's just overall just terrible comedy.
Anyways, I'm here. I'm sorry for screaming earlier. But the thing is, though, is you're still wrong, Alan. You're a very, very stupid man. And look, all I'm gonna say really quick because I don't want to like leave it at the whole racist thing. Alan's not racist. He doesn't think black people look alike. But as far as like people, like when he compares like a person to like a celebrity or whatever, he has like the worst fucking like. There's so many girls he's been like, she looks like Melissa McCarthy, or she looks like Margot Robbie, or she looks like. It's like, dude, like I don't know what you see in people, but I think if they had the same color hair, they look like all the celebrities ever. It's very strange.
Yes, well, I'm mostly right.
Okay, well, here's the thing, though. That was a very good argument, and I'm very glad he won that one. But
yeah, goddamn right.
Corey's gonna be starting soon, just so you guys know. But we're gonna get into our reviews very, very quick. At least one of them. I mean, maybe if you don't have enough time, you can kind of wait for the other one later on. But I'm gonna talk about something I'm actually pretty excited to discuss because I've been trying so long to watch this fucking movie. This is Ready to Rumble over here. But yeah, I'm a huge wrestling fan, so obviously I'm gonna be down to fucking watch this. Ready to Rumble thing is not a reference to the boxing game, by the way, and I don't even know why. Like, I forgot that Michael Buffer from the boxing announcing fame was actually even in this, so that was kind of surprising to me. But this stars Oliver Platt, David Arquette, and Scott Caan. And Scott Caan, he's in Ocean's 11, and I think like nothing else. I've never seen Scott Caan in basically anything. But Oliver Platt, dude, like it was funny because right away Alan's like, "Who is that guy?" Like, we were kind of like, I don't know if it counts as nerding out, but he's a dude that was on like Dr. Dolittle and Bicentennial Man and like, God, I forgot what the other movies are. But I can't fucking stand Oliver Platt.
I'm surprised you remember anyone from Dr. Dolittle because I sure don't.
He was the friend because Eddie Murphy, obviously everyone.
Well, besides Eddie Murphy, just like from Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah, I'm kind of a jealous.
Dr. Dolittle was the shit, guys. Come on now.
That's yeah, it is, but nobody outside of Eddie Murphy, you don't remember a single goddamn person in that movie.
Yeah, Chad Kirk, I will rule you. Oh yeah, we're getting into all that right now. But yeah, the writer of the movie was Stephen Brill, who is a name that I don't ever remember seeing. But today I looked him up on the good old IMDb, and apparently the dude. Oh, look at these bits over here. Thank you very much, E-Mike. Let me see what you said first before I continue on. You said over here, It says Jersey Shit of a Mess also was the first movie to debut of John Cena. Yeah, I think that's like the biggest trivia of the entire fucking thing, is that John Cena's in the movie. Which is funny because Goldberg's in this as well, and they both made a return like 2 days ago. So really, really cool, and I am liking me some wrestling right now, which is something I don't really say on the show a whole lot nowadays for new shit. But anyways, Steven Brittle, the guy who, or Brill, not Brittle, Brill. Most recently, he's on the Adam Sandler Netflix special, which actually had a Chris Farley tribute that had my ass crying a little bit. But the main thing I want to bring up is he did Little fucking Nicky, bro. Before we started watching this, right away, it was like 10 minutes into the movie, and they're doing like this stupid ass scene with a cup, and like David Arquette's like sticking his finger in his ass. It's like really, really dumb shit, dumb early 2000s shit. And right away, Ganja and Roxy are like, yeah, this is like really stupid. It's like I don't know, the Waterboy, but for wrestling fans, or even Little Nicky. And it's so funny that the guy who did Little Nicky did this. So like, bravo to Roxy and Ganja for even getting that. If you guys are there, by the way.
Yes, we are just lurking.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I can go through the entire synopsis of the entire thing, but when the movie first started, Ganja, what'd you feel about watching this? Was there any nostalgia there? Because I'm pretty sure we've seen this movie before.
Yeah, I actually saw it when I was much younger. One of the things that you guys don't know, I was actually early wrestling fans, so like early WWE and WWF, right with tail end before they lost their suit to the Federation of Wildlife. Mm-hmm. But I honestly really enjoyed the movie as a kid. I remember it being like completely fun and just chaotic and just generally just wacky in some instances, like all the poop humor that they like to use throughout the film.
Yeah.
But being older and now checking out, I was worried that it wasn't going to hold up, and to certain aspects it didn't. But the ones that did hold up was mostly all the wrestling and the intros and the different cameos that appear in it. Honestly, it felt like I was watching Space Jam again, just with wrestlers.
Yeah, like I mean, it's a really stupid fucking movie. And by the way, too, just how about how stupid it is and everything too. And Marissa, I didn't even know you watched it 2 years ago. I think you told me that you were going to watch it. I can't remember. But Brian Robbins is the director. And this guy apparently right now is producing the new Rugrats movie that's based on the new like animations, so that's kind of interesting. But then also too, wait, you're saying why?
New animation?
Yeah, well, like based on the new animation that we've just seen this year, the new show. I think it's fine.
It looks
cool.
terrible.
I think it looks good. Oh, he's president Nickelodeon now. I didn't even know that, Ryan. But yeah,
how
he
much
also
does
did
he like feet?
Huh?
How much does he like feet?
I did not know. I'll make sure to ask him. No, he looking at this guy's like weird ass face. He probably does like feet quite a bit, especially young, youthful, perverted fucking feet. But he's also worked on 2 episodes that were not aired for the Birds of Prey TV series back in 2002.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought that the Birds
I
of
did
Prey...
actually. I watched like 6 episodes of that show.
Yeah, these ones were not aired apparently, which they must have been really, really bad. But like,
no, it got canceled at one point, so a bunch of it probably didn't air.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I was surprised. But the biggest thing about this, and once again, it goes to what Roxy kind of said, and it seemed like she was really feeling like the early 2000s nerdiness of this, just like how Jen enjoys the early 2000s. But, and it hurts me to say it, this motherfucker directed Good Burger. So
that's why you like Good Burger. It's the same fucking touch.
That movie is fucking terrible. How do people like that movie?
See, why do you sit here and you hate?
James L.
Because that movie sucks.
No, it doesn't. That movie is pure comedy gold.
No, it isn't. That's just from the fucking all that.
I'm a dude. She is a dude. We're all dudes. Hey.
God, so fucking awful. And yeah, he did create all that. He did a lot of shit. I can't name them all there, right? And he's like, well, he's actually done. He actually, built a 7-Eleven by his house.
I'm sorry. I'll say this. All that was terrible.
It was awful. It was fucking. It wasn't all that. That was stupid. But
that joke was worse than all that.
This is your man. This is your ally in this fight. Remember
by
that.
the way, at this point,
noted.
At least I got an ally this time.
I got several. I got thousands.
By the way, no, Ryan, I'm just saying it because like some people like there's a lot of cinephiles in the chat right now. They'll be like, "Hey, you missed this thing." It's like there's no way I can get all this motherfucking shit. He worked his ass off to get to being president of Nickelodeon. But really quick though,
his ass off. One or the other.
But Roxy, what you call it? What are your thoughts on this? Because I know I'm skipping over you, but it is muted, so I don't know what the fuck to say.
In regards to like what I think about Regis to Rumble, Ready to Rugula, whatever the fuck the movie.
Yeah, exactly that. But no, like, did you feel like this has like some feels similar to like Good Burger at all?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of the Good Burger tie-ins. I definitely, I know a lot of people are gonna shit on this movie, but I fucking love Good Burger. It's gonna make you happy, Nick. But I like Regis to Rumble, Ready to Rock.
Ready to Roomba.
Yeah, I like that name.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that style of humor.
Yeah, because this really feels like this. I mean, obviously, you know, because I watched it with you and Jet, and y'all forced me to. We were in Vegas, and Roxy and Jet
Sure did.
are like,
Do it again.
"You better watch this, Nico. You're gonna watch this, Diaz. You're gonna watch this, brother. You're gonna watch this, baby. You know, with the whole fucking thing." And both of y'all
Hello,
forced me to watch this.
hello, Balale. We're watching this movie tonight.
You
That
said
was pretty
Balabi?
Yeah, I don't know. I was going for something.
But when y'all showed me this, I was fighting this the entire time. I was like, man, I don't want to watch Ready to not Ready to Rumble.
Ready to
Booger.
rumble a good burger.
Yeah, I said Ready to Booger, by the way. I fucked up.
Are you ready to pick your nose?
The robot. Thank you very much for following
In
us
this
on the Twitch,
corner.
man. The robot with human skin. I like that name very, very much. It's like some Terminator shit. But yeah, like I fought you guys so much on Good Burger. So when I'm looking at this and I know so many things are very similar, it's almost like, is it similar because of the era of movies and whatnot? Is it similar because it's just this is what humor was, or was it Brian Robbins? Maybe that guy is such a good director, I guess. That he
Right,
can have
you
the same feel.
tried to find me on Pootie Tang, too. You were
Oh,
on
you're
that entire
right.
movie.
But, okay, I thought it was gonna be some crazy Chris Rock, Lucy K shit where they're like, "Hey, you know what'd be funny is if you fuck with people and take their money, huh?" I thought it was gonna be something like that, but no, it was actually really, really funny the way he did everything. And Wanda Sykes
They
in there
said
too.
that to the studios, not the audience. That said it.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, they said somebody. They had to have. But not to get into too much of the wrestling lore here because this one we can get a little bit boring. I'm gonna try not to bore you too much, but it is kind of important some of the things I'm gonna say about this. Firstly, some people will look at this and say this is a WWE movie. No, it's not. This movie is a WCW movie. And WCW, for those of you that may not know, that are probably really, really young, WWE's most fierce competition in the 90s was WCW. And they almost beat WWE to death with the Monday Night War. They basically had ratings from 96 to 98 that, I mean, doubled the ratings for WWE. So it got to a point where, like, you have guys like Hulk Hogan, Goldberg, Steen, Booker T, all these guys on WCW that are getting all the star power while WWE's building people like Stone Cold and The Rock and Triple H and all that shit. But that didn't get crazy to like 99 or a little bit afterwards. And now we get to this movie. And this was September of 2000 that this came out. But a year prior to this, and I forgot to tell like everybody else this when we're watching the movie, but I don't know if they're trying to rip off WWE, like they were still in so much competition, but like in 99, WWE came out with this movie called Beyond the Mat, which is a documentary about all the sad, fucked up stuff about wrestling. It's about Mick Foley. We just brought him up. He looks like Alan. You know, you can watch the movie and see that for
Something
yourself.
like me, but sure.
But the thing is, they talked about like, you know, all the shit he had to go through, you know, his kids thinking he's dead a couple of times, all this horrible, like really not fun shit. And WCW's like, okay, well, we'll do that. We'll talk about, you know, doing a curtain call, whatever, but our current call is going to be hilarious. We're going to make jokes. And thank you, Max Polk, bruh, 69. Appreciate that with the bits all over these big fat tits. But the thing is, though,
God, you gotta stop writing your own
God bless
material.
you.
This motherfucker over here guys rubbing his bitties and his titties and shit,
Mm-hmm.
just going to town.
But no, so like the thing is like, you know, they come out with this, you know, a year after Beyond the Mat, and when they came out with this movie, it's all jokes. But they're still kind of bringing up the same thing with the current call. You know, wrestling is fake, haha. But what if it was real? What about the real things about wrestling? Blah blah blah. The inner workings of the behind the scenes. And the thing is, I don't like about this movie is that as a wrestling fan, if you're extra nerdy, like I was when I was a kid, this could be insulting to some people because they paint wrestling fans as complete fucking idiots. Like just, you know, Jimmy Kane. Oh God, Jimmy Kane.
Wow.
Dude, it's like, you know, I make fun of comic book fans, and I'm just like, you guys are fucking losers with the whole, like, Superman is God. Meh. That's what they do with wrestling fans here, and they're not even that, like, off. Like, it's not even, like, a unfair fucking comparison. It's pretty fucking true to that point back in the day, because wrestling fans would defend this shit like it was a religion. You know what I mean?
It's any fandom. Like any fandom is gonna have those people that are gonna be crazy and argue. Like anyone that thinks Superman is faster than the Flash is a fucking idiot.
Well, they
Here's
kind
one
of
thing
proved
though.
that.
I will give the movie credit in one sense. It just at least it pictured the wrestlers as smarter than the actual fans, and they know what's up with the situation. At least until like the other half of the movie, where laws and like assault cases don't exist. But besides that, before this first half, they kind of established like, yeah, the wrestlers know what's up. It's just really these two idiots.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Alan nailed it on the head so well when we're watching the movie. Is like, especially in this scene right here, after Jimmy King gets his ass kicked, he gets betrayed. This is like Dumb and Dumber, man. Like
it is because I looked in the inside of the car and all I could think of was this reminds me of that exact like dog car they drive through the majority of the movie, and it's like, yeah, it's Dumb and Dumber. You get two complete fucking dumbasses, and that was the style of comedy at the time. Two, you know, best friends who are both complete fucking idiots as they go on some unbelievably stupid adventure. Like if they're smoking weed, this would be a stoner comedy.
oh yeah, this feels like a stoner comedy still.
It
'Cause it's so
does.
stupid.
Like Harold and Kumar of, hey, we're two dumbasses and we got to get to this point to solve this problem. Every single fucking Kevin Smith movie, like we got to get to point A to point B.
Like I usually say, though, it does not qualify as a stoner movie. It is not the point, the plot, or has actual participation of smoking of cannabis. That includes your favorite The Dude movie. It sucks ass. It's not a stoner film. It's just people jerking off pretentious weed comedy. That's about it. Anyways, back to the review.
On that point, though, like, one thing I want to say, too, just historically, this movie has a huge amount of historical significance and stuff, to the point where, like, even last year, one of the movies that came out during the pandemic year is this movie about David Arquette literally wrestling, and, like, people treat him bad because he's in this movie, and people not taking him seriously because they're like, you did that stupid thing making fun of wrestling. He's like, dude, I love wrestling. That's why I did it. Like, I literally adore wrestling. And they're like, okay, well, let's find out. And people are literally, legitimately beating the fuck out of David Arquette in the ring and getting away with it because everyone doesn't take David Arquette seriously. It's kind of amazing, this story of him. He's been wrestling for 20 years now after this movie. This movie created a new, like, career for him. So it's kind of funny. And, you know, when we're watching this, the only thing I'm thinking back in the day is like, oh, David Arquette, the guy from Scream, the guy from Eight-Legged Freaks. And even Roxy brought that up when we were watching this. She was like, oh, shit, Eight-Legged Freaks. Like, I can't get that out of my head, you know? But, like, when you're watching this, do you feel yourself, like, being a fan of David Arquette, Roxy? Or do you like, I just have a nostalgic thing with him, but, like, I don't give a shit?
Well, in regards to David Archuleta, or whatever his last name is. I mean, I think one of the first movies that I saw him in was either Scream or Eight-Legged Freaks. So I liked him in both of those movies. So it was just like, oh, well, he's in here too. So my brain just connected the three, and it's like, you know what? Fuck it. After Eight-Legged Freaks happened, these events happened, and then somehow he moved into another town and then, you know, killed some people.
He became a wrestler.
Yeah, pretty much, right? And then he had, like, the ghost face thing on. No, but Jet, what are you feeling about this in the sense of, like, because, I mean, you know, Alan compared it to Dumb and Dumber. I don't know if you even like Dumb and Dumber, but, like, was this the kind of 2000 stuff that you usually like, Jet, or not really?
Honestly, when you guys are making comparisons, I couldn't really figure out what this reminded me of because I've never seen Dumb and Dumber.
You saved yourself a trip.
And then I didn't really see the similarity with Good Burger. But honestly, this movie was a mess, but I still had fun with it. I laughed quite a bit.
I'm really surprised. Like, I mean, the wrestling stuff, does that kind of throw you off at all, Jet? Like, were you just kind of like, oh, this is a little too much lost in that lore right now?
No, the wrestling stuff actually, had me interested most of the time because the thing is, like, the way they were doing those wrestling would just be like, you'd be dead.
Pretty
like,
much.
There's one scene, like, with a toilet seat, and it's just like, you're whipping this dude around and shit while, like, his neck attached to this fucking toilet seat. You would have broke his fucking neck.
Yeah.
And the 3-cage match, it's just like, that'd kill somebody.
And if you didn't break his neck, you definitely choked him out by how much you've been swinging him around, how tight that fucking toilet seat is.
Yeah, man. Now, here's the thing, and look, I'm not even, because I know that, like, you know, Alan likes to make you feel good. Like, he's a good friend at the end of the day.
Man, that's not sexual as hell.
No, but, like,
you know,
he
Alan
wants
likes
to make you feel good.
Yeah, you know, $20 is $20.
But the thing is like, I'm not complaining. It's just something that I just wanted to say. Cause it
Better not.
Hey, I didn't get my money back, so you're good. Don't worry. Like, but no, the thing is like even when we go on trips or whatever, he's always like, man, I want Nick to have a good time, and blah blah blah. This Nick is that, you know, I want everything to be cool. But with this movie, I felt like there's a part of me that was like making fun of it a little bit because I'm like, I know this shit's stupid. I just want to like put that out there. And Alan reminded me of like when my mom tried to be into shit when I was a kid. Like, there's times where, like, I'll, like, into, like, a horror movie, I'm like, this is so cool, huh, Mom? She's like, yes, that's interesting. Like, and, like, Alan, like, I was watching a movie, and I made fun of it, and Alan's like, dude, enjoy your movie. That's cool. Man, that's a cool move right there.
I think like, oh man, that shit is so dumb. I can't tell how bad this looks. I'm like, bro, just fucking enjoy the movie. Like I'm like, man, just don't sit there and be like, oh, I gotta insult it to look cool. It's like, who gives a shit? Enjoy it.
The shit felt so dumb because I'm looking at it, I'm like,
well,
oh my
that's
God.
fucking stupid throughout 95% of the runtime, but it doesn't matter. You like it.
I know, but shit. Like I was literally like embarrassed when you said it. I was like, no, I enjoyed it. I'm like, I am so much.
Then fucking enjoy it. Like
permission.
Like I thought like I'm watching fucking Scream 1 and I'm like looking at Ganja going, I hate you as a person because that movie's fucking terrible.
Well, you did do that to me when Freddy's Dead. You texted me and was like, man, fuck you.
I sent you a screenshot.
But watching this though, like I know you're doing that to make me feel better, but was there points in this movie legitimately that you're like, okay, that's kind of cool? Like, did it get you closer to be like, maybe one day I'll watch another wrestling thing? Like,
I mean, most wrestling movies are complete goddamn fucking trash, so that's probably never gonna happen. But as far as watching this, I kind of just enjoyed it right away. It was weird as fuck, but like the movie starts off and he goes to grab a fucking cup of whatever and beats the shit out of the fucking employee there and turns into a giant wrestling match. And it was just it's like watching like highlights of wrestling clips throughout the whole movie. But again, it also felt like I was watching a Kevin Smith movie where I'm like, some of these jokes are kind of terrible, but when they were doing the wrestling stuff, it was a lot of fun. And I'd say the first half of this movie is pretty fantastic. It has a pretty good pacing and pretty good arc. And then decides to just stop, slow the fuck down, take its time, and become twice as long for some reason.
yeah, there's a part in here where I remember even Jet was just kind of like, yeah, this feels like long as fuck. And like I looked at the time, I'm like, we're at 57 minutes and we're just barely getting into like Jimmy Keen's like family life. I was like, oh, that's fucking strange.
Because it feels so strange because basically the basic synopsis of this movie is these guys are huge wrestling fans. They go see this big dude, and he's supposed to win because wrestling they script all their whatevers. He's supposed to win the big belt, but then the Vince McMahon character in here says, "You know what? Fuck it, beat the shit out of him for real." Like 80 dudes just come in, swarm him. They take the title, and the dude gets essentially fired. And these guys, they still think wrestling is real, so they're like, "Oh no, you have to go." They think it's a sport like boxing, so like, "No, we're gonna go. We're gonna get you back and help out." But then over the course of it, they realize like, oh, all this is staged, but this guy still kind of fucked him over. So that's legitimately the first part of this. And it goes right up to where he goes up, he fights the dude, he gets everything back and gets a second chance. But they build it up and they pace it so much that when that scene happens, I'm like, oh, we're at the end of the movie. We have to be. This is the end. There's still another 45, 50 minutes after that scene. And it's just like, it makes the movie feel twice as long because you feel like you already got to the end.
Yeah, no, I felt that way too. And I mean, I don't want to do a scene by scene or anything too, because once upon a time, lots of wrestling shit happens, and those things are cool for people that are into wrestling. There's even a part where like David Arquette's character Gordy literally gets like involved with like his dad, saying, "I'm gonna be a cop just like Dad," because he's trying to pull me away from my friends and blah blah blah, and that's wrestling addiction shit I got. And then he ends up coming back and this huge like face turn shit at the end of the movie, and then like Goldberg's in there and they do like lots of stuff that kind of fit the characters that were on like the actual wrestling shows at the time. So it's almost like one of those things where if you're not a wrestling fan but you're interested in these characters, they actually educate you on who they are. So if you want to be into wrestling, like you've got a lot of stuff right there that can kind of get you into it. But either way though, man, I think like at the end of the day, I think this is a very, very funny movie. I do think it's a little bit long. I do think that romantic interest is not really, really shoved down your throat. It's actually kind of like hinted at in the beginning and then completely changes. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, and then he fucks her and then there's still more movie left. It's not like some romantic, like, I love you, whatever. It's like, no, like, it was just simple. Like, that's how relationships work. I thought that was a kind of cool thing. But yeah, lots of action, lots of fight scenes, lots of like.
That ain't how no relationship works. That's how quick fucking works.
I would like to imagine that Scott Can or whatever his name is going to get with that girl after the movie storyline ended. He's going to be, like, hey, I was on TV.
Bro,
oh my God.
He left her with nothing but a blanket in the middle of Wyoming.
And didn't at the end of the movie they all get in like a van with a whole bunch of like hot like WWE?
He ignored the fuck out.
Oh yeah, she never comes back at the end.
Neither does the other
they might fuck
girl.
later. She's gonna come back. Trust me, she's from a small town in Memphis.
Bro, it's been 20 years since that movie came out. We would have known.
But yeah, dude, like. I guess to wrap it all up, and I know that there's a lot that we're not talking about here, but it's just there's really not a lot to talk about other than just the fact that like wrestling. So it's I don't know. I like Jimmy Keen. I like Oliver Platt. It's the only time I ever liked the character of Oliver Platt. Just so you guys know, apparently he was actually based on Jerry the Keen Lawler, but Jerry the Keen Lawler was a much bigger piece of shit than Jimmy the Keen, and they actually had to combine him with like heelish antics from Ric Flair, who he was in real life. So imagine Ric Flair and Jerry the Keen combined into one person. And then, Alan talked about the boss earlier, this guy named Sinclair. He's kind of like the Vince McMahon character, but more so than anything, because Vince McMahon's WWE, this is more like the Eric Bischoff character, which is a much more shitbag piece of shit fucking authority figure. And, them doing that because of WCW, it was kind of cool because they could have used Eric Bischoff. He was literally like there when they're filming this. And they're like, no, we're going to create our own character and have the guy from Bad Boys be this guy. And that guy from Bad Boys, dude, there's something about him being a
Wait, that's the cop dude?
Yeah, he's the guy who tells Will Smith and Martin Lawrence what to do.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
We have that in the movie, man.
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
Damn.
Yeah, but like isn't he such a great villain? Like I
I
fucking
didn't
love that guy.
recognize him.
Yeah, his voice I like. Like he's like a really shitback kind of guy. Like I don't know. I like him as a bad guy, and I
He's
like
a
him
New
as a,
Yorker, that's why.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, for me overall, dude, this movie is a 4 out of 5. I fucking love this movie. I love everything about it. I love the music. I like the stupid jokes. I like the shit humor. I like the poopy doo doo gaga peep humor. You know what I mean? I like that it's, you know, behind the scenesy and meta with the wrestling shit, but then also enough there where, like, if you're a kid, if you still think wrestling's fucking real, they're gonna still give you a good time there too. So
And
yeah,
it's genuinely endearing too.
exactly. Yeah, 4 out of 5 for me. Ganja, how about you?
Honestly, I'm gonna give it the same, a 4 out of 5. It's a fun movie. Love how it respects wrestling, even at much points to make fun of it, both the fan base and the actual wrestlers themselves. I didn't like how they were like, yeah, we're gonna stick to real, like a little bit of reality in the beginning, and like assault cases out the window towards the end of the film.
I know,
I didn't
right?
enjoy that
was
too
weird.
much. That was a little bit jarring, but besides that, like everything was enjoyable. I had a fun time watching it. Seeing all the different cameos again was fun. It was like a little small universe colliding, and seeing Booker T at the end with the good guys was pretty fun to watch as well.
Yeah, and then like in 2006, they actually made a reference on WWE about it. Like, hey, what's the best guy who did the movies or whatever? And they're like, is it The Rock? Is it Booker T? Is it Goldberg? Is it John Cena? And they were like comparing like the Marine to Ready to Rumble and to
No, The
Scorpion.
Marine is such a terrible movie.
So fucking awful.
He has way better dialogue in this one than the Marine.
Yeah, the lacking of dialogue.
Yeah.
But really funny that John Cena was in this too. I think that's pretty cool too. Yeah, and by the way, Kirk, Sal Bandini, I like that character a lot, and I like that he was based on Luthez and fucking Stu Hart. That dude looks like a combination of all those people put together. I know people in this chat doesn't know who he is, but yeah, Stu Hart and Luthez, fucking amazing, and I like how Stone Cold took Luthev's moveset. Pretty awesome. Anyways, Jet, what would you rate this movie, and any last comments that we probably haven't said yet?
So I honestly thought like I was like really not gonna like this movie, but the way you were kind of pushing it on us, like that one dude at the beginning of the movie where he sticks his finger up his ass and
Oh,
like
God.
he's like shoving it in that dude's face to basically smell it. Like that was you with us with this movie.
Yeah,
But
So she's trying to say the movie's shit.
I guess so.
No, but the thing is, like, it is a mess of a movie or whatever. Like, I honestly think the two mains are trash. But overall, like, it had most of the humor I'm usually used to, like, laugh my ass off at. I didn't hate it, but I mean, at certain points, it did get kind of, which was somewhere towards the middle or whatever.
Mhm.
But when they actually were doing more of the wrestling stuff and actually bring in all these different people, like all these different wrestlers, that's when it actually did get like really interesting. What would I compare that to? I had something in mind, like how like
I mean, you could say Good
I
Burger.
no, because like how they have all the wrestlers there, like them just showing up. You know what? It reminded me of like how Clerks 2 was doing it, like, oh, like these people would just come in and just be like, oh, hey, anyway, quick line, anyway, I'm gone.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even think about that about Clerks. That does that a lot. I guess they're
Kevin
cameos,
does that
but they're
every
like,
movie he has. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, okay, like, this movie is a lot like Clerks 2, to where just like, oh, like, these people, like, these wrestlers come in and just be like, oh, hey, anyway, I'm gone. Just had to give my quick 2 cents.
Yeah,
But,
but I appreciate that.
But no, I didn't hate this movie. When they did do the wrestling stuff, it actually was pretty entertaining, especially with how violent they were with it. Just like, if this was real wrestling, they would be fucking dead.
Yeah.
They would 100% be fucking dead, especially with that whole thing with the toilet seat.
That totally and that
But
cage.
overall, I'd give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay, so far the lowest out of all the scores, but I'm curious what Roxy's gonna think, man. Roxy, what'd you feel about this, rating wise, as well as any last comments you want to make?
Okay, so with one of my comments, I don't know if you saw my face, but I know Ganja said Booker T, but it sounded like he said Booger T.
Yeah, Booker
So I
T.
just pictured Booker T like in a giant booger outfit.
I would do it if they pay me enough.
Can you pick it, sucker? No, but
Can I cash the check, sucker?
Stupid. But anyways,
Don't
like
get
I
mad at
noticed
me.
a
That's him
lot.
selling out, by the way. Don't get mad at me.
No, I just thought it was funny just thinking about him dressed up as a booger. But anyways.
But 5 times.
No, but I know a good, nice, sizable chunk about wrestling because I used to watch it with my brother, and I would pick up stuff along the way. So for me, it was nice seeing those little callbacks. I still enjoy the movie. I enjoy the dumb fucking like shit humor in it, like having the porta potty like blown up and shit.
Yeah.
Love it. Fucking love that shit. But yeah, there were definitely certain parts of the movie that didn't stick too well to me. But again, maybe if I was a bigger wrestling fan, it would have stuck to me a little bit more. I would have enjoyed it a lot more. And I know it depicts both sides, both like the hardcore, annoying ass wrestling fans and like typical dude bros and shit like that. So it hit a little nerve for me because I'm typically annoyed by the ones who go like above and beyond for that shit. So maybe that's why I had a little bit of a problem with it, because once something annoys me, like that's it. I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
overall, I definitely did enjoy this movie, and I would watch it again. But more than anything, the comments that you made throughout the movie made me want to like dig deeper into it. Like, oh shit, it's like a graveyard in here. Everyone's fucking dead.
Yeah,
Every
that ring
time
filled up.
he
throughout the
shows up
whole
on
movie was the fucking Sixth Sense. I see dead people and shit the whole fucking time.
Stole my
that old-
fucking joke.
That old lady is definitely dead.
I saw you, Alan. I was like, "That's mine. You're not gonna do it well."
Motherfucker. Oh, I made the joke, you stupid motherfucker.
No, because like it got to the point where there's like 12 wrestlers in the ring, and like there's a part where like they all
There's
jump
12
out.
dead people in the ring.
No, yeah, because like 10 of them were dead, including the referee, and then like they all jump off the turnbuckles and like.
He didn't make it either. What?
Yeah, dude, he lost it right at 3. No, but all the wrestlers like jumped off the top rope and it's in slow motion and zooming up, and I'm like just seeing all these dead crotches just like zooming into the camera. I'm like, oh god, he's dead. No, Bam Bam's dead. Oh fuck. Oh god, this guy's dead. It's like, and I love these guys, man. Like I was watching wrestling around this time, so it's like, no, my buddy. Oh, my other homie. And then I felt like I saw Chris Benoit at some point, which I'm tripping.
I doubt it.
Well, because I could have
Man, you were
sworn.
having a fucking wrestling Jesus moment and shit. All the
Pretty much.
pantheon of saints came to you in a vision.
Well, no, because they started filming this.
Pantheon.
They actually started filming this right after Benoit left, I think. Because Benoit went to WWE in like January of 2000.
Oh, that's what you meant by left.
Yeah, no, he died like 7 years later. But I'm just saying, like in this movie though, I was like, oh shit, is that Benoit? I'm like, that can't be Benoit because he wasn't in contract. But I'm like, I'm seeing so many dead people that like they're all like forming into Benoit, like that fucking Decepticon in Transformers 2. Like I just don't know what's fucking going on. Like so many souls. So but yeah, dude, it's sad to be honest watching this shit. It's like so many drugs and drinking was going on in the 90s with these dudes because there was no like system in place. There was no wellness policy, so people can do steroids, they can do crack. All that shit.
Cocaine was the choice of drug for a lot of these people in the 80s and 90s. That's why they all died of fucking heart attacks.
Yeah. It's like bands and rappers and shit in the 90s too. It's just like they don't give a fuck. They're doing everything.
Yo, shout out to Cypress Hill, man, because the only reason they're alive is they didn't do the other shit that everyone else talking about.
Yeah, they stuck with weed. It's like we're just gonna stick with our system. No, but
Like the most you'll get from weed is like maybe if you overdo it, some like nice juicy man titties, but that's about it.
Yo, Be Real dude got man titties. I seen Sean Dog on Performance recently. That dude got the man titties thing is real.
yeah, I thought I was a fan of Cypress Hill. But anyways,
Nah,
why
y'all
should
gotta-
we rate this though? Out of 5?
If you're a stoner, you gotta do those chest workouts, yo.
Out of 5 though, rocks.
So for me, 3.8 out of 5. I would gladly watch this again, but to be honest, I want to look more into like the history behind a lot of the people who appeared on screen. And I'm gonna be honest, when you told me that John Cena was in this movie, I wasn't expecting him to have like a huge part, but maybe at least like 1 or 2 speaking roles, just something like so then you can go, oh shit, it's John Cena. Instead, he's just like taking a shit like off in the background, just waves at the camera, and that's it.
Yeah, and then it's so funny because like it's with Goldberg, and I'm kind of like, damn, like that's a combo that I didn't think I'd see. But then again, we just saw it literally yesterday on Raw. It's fucking crazy. But we won't talk about wrestling too much as far as current day shit because I know people can get like, hey, enough of that shit, fucking nerd. But yeah, 3.8 out of 5 for you. Now, Alan, I'm curious because you're the person I was kind of worried about, man. When I brought this up last week. I was like, Alan, you're gonna hate this. So did you hate it?
Y'all are crack addicts. Why the fuck are you giving this 3s and 4s? This
Don't come
movie.
for me.
No, because you gave it the lowest score, but it's 4 out of 5. It goes to 4 out of 5. Like, what the fuck are y'all smoking?
Because we're enjoying
Kind
ourselves.
of terrible for most of it. Like, like this movie has some good moments of it, but the characters are some of the dumbest people I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. Literally every single duo in that time period, Harold and Kumar, Dumb and Dumber, just every fucking thing you could think of. I don't even remember their names. Jet was confusing them half the goddamn time.
See, look, listen, I already said that most of the time the lighting made it look like there was two of the same goddamn people, and I felt like I was watching Face Off for wrestlers.
and then the only time the movie becomes somewhat decently interesting is when a wrestling thing happens, and then it just becomes a montage of the best wrestling moves as you're just kind of seeing these interesting things going on. So when there's action on screen, it's interesting, but when there's no action on screen, it's like we're just doing everything that killed the comedies of shit jokes all the time, and we're gonna abuse women, but literally physically in this case. And it got to, especially when the movie gets to the point where you think is the climax, and then has another 50 minutes of they're just kind of chilling around and they're drinking or partying or whatever the fuck. Like this movie immediately falls apart where I'm bored through the second half of this movie. It's not till the very end it becomes very exciting. So there's these points, there's these peaks. It's like a roller coaster. But imagine if the drops were just like flat planes, and then he rises up, but like the come down is so minuscule that it's just like, wow, this is really fucking boring when there's not something crazy going on. And by the end of it, I'm like, I enjoyed it, but it's a 2 out of 5. It's an enthusiastic 2, but it's one of those things where it's like, name a single good thing in the movie. That guy punched a dude. Okay, something of substance. I got nothing.
I think the romantic angle was good.
What romantic angle? He beats the shit out of her half the time, and the other one he just leaves her
No, that's
Wyoming.
Gordy, the other guy, the one, the girl gave him French fries that one like 2 minutes.
That one time at the start of the movie, and then meets up with her at the end of the movie.
But she loved him, bro. She loved him.
He leaves her in a blanket in the middle of
Because
Wyoming.
yo, when you gotta do some man shit and he's gonna like make some money on TV, he's gonna give her whatever she wants for her birthday, whatever the fuck. It's like, yo, girl, like here's a blanket. I will mail you your clothes, but I need to go save the internet, the wrestling world. I need to go.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, all power to her, but I mean, it couldn't be me. There ain't no dick good enough for me to basically be out in the middle of fucking
it's
nowhere.
like 2 minutes.
I have no comment.
Like what? Is dick good enough for you to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Either way,
Yeah, okay.
I can't name a single other character in this movie except for like the guy. The only reason I knew one of the guy's name was Gordo is because we rewinded
Not
the movie.
Gordo!
Then what? Then okay, fine. My point is, I can't name a single goddamn character in the movie except for Joe King.
Gordo.
Oh, fucking- Oh, shut the fuck up.
You literally
Yo,
just
that's
called that
very
character a
disrespectful.
fucking fat ass.
Mine
I
is
didn't know that
fucking-
one fat ass in the film.
My favorite character is
Wait.
Gordito.
Point is, I don't fucking know any of the characters' names. The plot seems to only have enough. Sorry, there seems to be only enough substance to give this about a 45-minute plot, as opposed to an actual like hour and 45-minute movie. Like all the wrestling scenes are cool and fun, but it's just like to get in between there. Sometimes you're dealing with some of the worst act and the worst dialogue. I can't say I hate the movie, but I'm not giving it a 3 or a 4. This is a 2.
Why do you keep coming for me like this?
I'm coming after Nick and God. I don't know why the fuck you're here.
You said 3, and guess what? Now I'm part of this now.
So is Roxy. She did 3.8. I don't know how she did that, but sure.
Because I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I didn't enjoy it enough because I don't know enough of the backstory, back history. It's one of those movies where you have to know the history behind it in order to truly enjoy it. Newcomers can also enjoy it as well, but there are certain references and certain like callbacks, throwbacks, back fat, I don't know, that other people who have been following this for years, like this is for them. This is their like moment to shine. So it's a nice like introduction, but then it allows people to dig deeper as well.
And yeah, that's why probably again I don't hate it, but it's one of those things where it's like it's not a good
You
movie.
know what? You know, Alan, you need to give it an extra point for the fact that like they talk about fixing that fucking hillbilly kid's teeth, but they never do it.
I'm not giving you a point for
Hey,
that.
in his defense, that hillbilly kid betrayed his ass, so fuck him in his teeth.
That's so
Listen.
random out of nowhere. Oh yeah, by the way, one of these wrestlers are son.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
What?
There's so many stories here, so many layers. But the thing is, though, guys,
Oh,
one thing that was brought up during this review and everything was how much this compares to Clerks 2, and we're gonna do it ourselves over here too because we watched Clerks 2 right before this. And I gotta tell you, like, some of the same issues are kind of there, man. I mean, lots of things I feel like if I was a newcomer to the Clerks series, I would have to have a lot explained to me. Like, why are these two fucking idiots at the age that they are, and yet they're living their lives like fucking teenagers? And you kind of can only understand some of this if you know who Kevin Smith is. And my God, like watching this movie, that dude's a fucking loser, man. Like he's a loser with money. I think if he didn't have the money that he has, he would still probably be working at the actual Quick Stop, which by the way, that's what he was doing before he made the first Clerks. Like that's his whole identity is this shit. And I feel like watching something like this, I don't even know how he got enough money to even make this fucking thing, dude.
It's a pretty cheap movie considering the fact that they only use one set throughout majority of this movie.
But the people, though, Rosario Dawson was not cheap at this time. Remember, like a year after this, that she did Men in Black 2 or something?
She was in Men in Black.
Did
Oh, yeah,
she?
she was in it.
Wasn't she? I could be wrong. I don't know.
I feel like Rosario Dawson was in a Men in Black movie.
Yeah, maybe it was the third one or something. I don't know. But, like, I just remember, like... Because, by the way, like, when I saw the trailer when this first came out way back in the day, in 2005, I saw the trailer, 2006, I remember, like, watching this part, and I thought this shit was funny, the whole Goodbye Horses scene where he's doing the tuck and everything. And I was like, oh, this looks like a funny little movie, whatever. I didn't know what Clerks 1 was. And I was so thrown off by what Clerks 1 was because it's black and white. And I was like, dude, I don't want to fucking see this shit. And my dad kind of forced me, like, dude, no, like, watch something in the Valley. Stop with those fucking dinosaurs and the zombies and the Freddy Kruegers and watch some real shit. And I watched this movie.
And he gave you Clerks?
Yep, I appreciate it, though. It was a good movie. Lots of good dialogue, you know, people talking like normal people, blah, blah, blah. Except for, like, by the way, I can't get over the cum scene where, like, Dante is doing nail polish with this girl, and he's just like...
I gotta call something out, because I've seen at this point 4 Kevin Smith movies, and they're all the same movie to me.
Yeah.
Every line of dialogue in this, he writes every single character the exact same. It's a character that walks in the movie and goes, well, I'm gonna talk to you like this, and I explain everything like this. And that's how I want to explain things. I want to be as direct as possible, like I'm being filmed. That's every character at all times. They just kind of churn and they just say a bunch of funny things, and then they cut to another character that just says a bunch of funny things in the same cadence every goddamn time.
Yeah, it's like someone has action figures, and it's like, I can't control this many characters, so I'm going to keep the camera on one guy because I only have one hand to hold Iron Man, and then I'll move it to the left so I can control David. Or
well, no, it's not necessarily that. It's a situation where you see, when you see a lot of the Kevin Smith movies, it's like every director has a tell. But with him, he writes the characters all the same, where it's like you could almost take the dialogue and interchange them between the people on screen. The way the characters, their positioning, their mannerisms feel extremely similar, even outside of different movies where you're like, it feels like, again, one of my biggest criticisms I said is literally just guessing what the fuck Clerks 2 is going to be, is he makes the same movie over and over again. He changes a couple of variables, but he makes essentially the same movie, and it gets to a point where I like look at this going like, I feel like I've heard this dialogue, even though a lot of the dialogue is new.
No, God,
What?
I'm not trying to laugh at you. She's fucking stupid. She's stupid. She's stupid.
What did Roxy do?
But it made you laugh, though.
No, I know, but I'm listening to Alan.
What?
I'm listening to him talk, and then you do that, and now I'm fucking distracted by caca poo poo.
My girl's a fucking comedy genius. Put respect on her name.
No, by the
goddamn
way,
Alan.
too, Alan, I just want to say, like, you know, because you're talking, I'm trying not to laugh at shit, but like,
Why do I bother?
no, because every point you made was great, but the thing is like, the whole time you're saying this character here, he has your shirt on.
I was
Oh
never
shit!
pop.
And he's got the beard.
He's a mustache.
Weird.
The mustache, and he has a pop collar, and that's also like a pastel green. I'm wearing a forest green. Get your colors right, motherfucker.
Okay, queer eyes for the straight guy. Shit.
Why are you laughing, Jen?
I'm sorry. That was a good one.
I know I got to pass when the two gays laugh.
Hey, I'm not gay.
He's not
Wow.
talking about you.
I know.
Three people laughing.
Hey,
Calm
caca
yourself
poo
out.
poo. No,
Some
but.
bullshit.
No, but to Alan's point, though, everything seems so recited. Every single fucking thing feels like someone memorized the script, and it's like, oh, like, say exactly like this with this cadence and this much speed and this whatever. And it's like, yeah, every scene just feels like a repeat, and it's like, you know, it's funny, but, like, it's the same shit. Like, if you do not like even a piece of this movie, then you don't like the whole movie. You don't. Because it's like, it's the same fucking thing for fucking a whole hour. But before we continue on, though, I'm going to actually pull up something really quick. I'm going to move our little screen over here. Chat, I'm still going to be talking to you guys, but we have to move the room because we're about to get kicked out of Google Meet. And it sucks.
Bye.
I hate that. It makes me so mad. It kicks us out of Google Meet. It hurts my goddamn feelings. But chat, what are your guys' thoughts on Clerks 2, by the way? Let us know what y'all think, and we can talk about that as we continue on. Sorry about the weird, awkward fucking thing.
Hi.
Alan,
Hi.
every woman, they're all in him.
The thing about the way Kevin Smith writes his characters is it feels like every character has some version of pompousness, because the way he directs
Sorry.
Why do I bother? I work with children.
I'm sorry, Alan. At that point, it just seemed like you were arguing. Like it seemed like you were Dante at that point, just yelling at Randall.
Damn, that zoning though.
Why? Why do
I was
bother?
deep in your
Like-
forehead, bro. I saw the blackheads and everything.
Like
My skin is
Randall at that
flawless.
moment.
Fuck you.
Like, we felt like Randall at that moment. You're just in our face, just yelling at us, saying like we ruined your life.
Now presenting our feature presentation on Alan's forehead.
I don't have that big of a forehead.
That's okay. Can I just leave it like this from now on, dude?
Also, Max
No.
got a point. Make sure to put always 2 in the pink and 1 in the communism
Oh,
because
shit.
the butthole is for everyone.
Oh god damn. No, but like,
The reverse Wilson, basically.
but no, man. Like, no, I agree with everything you said as far as the lines and everything goes. But
Yeah.
you know, Roxy, like you're a huge fucking nerd or whatever for Clerks and everything too. What'd you feel about this? Because I've been forcing you and Ganja to sit through a lot of Clerks stuff lately. Are you getting a little sick of this shit?
No,
No, okay, that's good. But
it's
like,
not like I'm watching it on a constant loop, and it's not like I'm thinking about it every second of the day. Honestly, because I've been fucking working so much, it's nice to just turn my brain off and just think about some stupid shit.
okay, well then that's good. How about you, Ganja? You feel the same way? Are you not getting
Honestly,
sick
I
of this
do. It was actually one of the things that I really enjoyed was that when the pop-up came in town, you had made us do so many Clerks reviews and watch the movies so recently that I was like, fucking, I'm really interested in this and I can't wait to enjoy it. And I really did. And I think the fact we bought so much fucking merch, especially Roxy, is because we had watched those movies so recently and rekindled our love for the series.
Yeah, how about you, Jet? Because we just went through Clerks anime series a while back, and that was a fucking experience.
No, like I actually like all like, half of Kevin Smith movies. Well, the ones that I've seen, like Clerks, Chasing Amy, Jay and Silent Bob. I haven't seen Mallrats or Dogma, so I can't really say anything.
I mean, you were laughing your ass off throughout the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, I know. We heard you laughing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's early 2000s humor. Like I said,
No, my
like,
favorite was
you don't
when
have to do much.
you started arguing with the movie. At one point, y'all, we were watching with her, and she just jumped in for one of the nerdy characters. I'm forgetting what the character is. Elias.
Yeah.
He's like a huge like Lord of the Rings fan.
I sure
And-
did. I'm just like, you know what? Elias and other dudes like basically paying for like some sort of fucking nasty ass fly burger. Let me jump in.
This shit was like fucking Emperor's New Groove. She stopped the movie and hopped in.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure fucking did. Like, you ain't gonna act like that.
No,
You ain't gonna act like that.
I felt fucking targeted too because it's making fun of Transformers and shit. It's like, don't you dare make fun of fucking Transformers. Like, that's the most amazing fucking franchise. I love me some.
Nah,
fucking robots.
because like, I know Kevin Smith is a huge fucking Star Wars fan and shit, but you cannot be a Star Wars fan and then come for Lord of the Rings like that. Like, one thing you say about like fucking Lord of the Rings, you can also say for fucking Star Wars, and everything that he was fucking saying is just like, okay, first of all, Mr. fucking lightsaber, that had the same problem that fucking goddamn Lord of the Rings had.
Hey,
So how you
I'm gonna
talk?
say something very controversial. It's my Star Wars hot take for this year.
Here we go.
At least with a lot like Transformers and a lot of these other new properties, their existence were selling toys, and they didn't lie to you. Star Wars started out like trying to be this cinematic journey through space and like sci-fi Shakespearean drama, and just came about selling you fucking Jar Jar Binks action figures. At least they never lied to you or sold you something bigger than grandiose than what it actually fucking turned into.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
got
like,
a Jar Jar Binks like toy in my Happy Meal once, and I think I was pretty upset. I didn't even watch those movies then.
no, I remember even Beast Wars, like the toys that would come out, they would have like the story on the toy box, and it's like, yeah, the show didn't do it, so we're doing it. And by the way, like the show's gonna like put this in here so you can like want to buy the toy more, but the lore came from the toy. Like it's all merchandise, you know. And I was like, okay, cool. Lord of the Rings, I don't like either, but like at the same time, Lord of the Rings, I hate Star Wars so much, and that's the biggest thing about this too. Is like if Randall's character wasn't such an asshole about Star Wars, then it'd be like whatever. And I feel like that's one thing that hurts the movie a lot too, where it's like it feels like someone wrote like this big argument of one thing versus another, but since the director is on one side clearly because he's always bringing up Star Wars in all of his fucking movies, it seemed like he kind of like what do you call that, like predetermined who's gonna win the war of words. Because to be honest, like anyone could fucking destroy a Star Wars nerd with a bunch of shit. You can win an argument with them easily, but we have dumb characters to defend Transformers and dumb characters defending Lord of the Rings. That it makes Randall look smart by proxy, but he's not smart. He's a fucking nerd too. He's a fucking 30-plus-year-old fucking man working on movies. Like, he's fucking dumb. And that's the thing that kind of gets my nerves so much. Is like, I understood with 20-year-olds or like late teens were working at a place and being losers. I get that. That's realistic, blah, blah, blah. But they're fucking old men, dude. I think Dante has a couple gray hairs in this movie. Like, what the fuck? And then he gets a girl like fucking Rosario Dawson, and she's beautiful. And he doesn't do anything that makes sense of like why she would be okay with like his his personality. Like, he cheats on his fucking wife. He's fucking gross. He's fucking old. He's fucking fat. He's a fucking loser. He fucking complains about everything. He doesn't work at the job. What does
Sorry,
she
who are we
say?
talking about? Are we talking about
Yeah, like
him
that's
or...
the thing with Kevin Smith and like these Clerks movies that you don't really like anybody.
Yeah, like I mean, like when I was a kid,
Except,
I thought they were
except
funny
for
and shit,
maybe Silent Bob and Jay, but everyone else. Oh.
Wait, sorry, you like Silent Bob and Jay? They're to me
in
the most
comparison,
comedic.
yes.
They're the most
No.
honest characters.
Yes.
I fucking hate those guys more than
You hate them more than fucking Randall?
No, but I can't hate anyone more
Dante?
than Randall. Dante, like, look, I don't hate Dante, but at the end, I'm not gonna say I like him. But honestly, Jay is one of the most like infuriating people I've ever met in my goddamn fucking life. He
How are
reminds
you
me
my
of,
friend, Snoochie Boochies?
I was about
Yeah,
to say,
like
it reminds
Ganja
me
is
of when
Jay.
I met Ganja. Used to be. That was like pre-Ganja. Grew up and became an actual adult. But like Jay, every time I see him, I want to punch him in the face. That's why we get hit with a door like 3 times this movie. I laughed my goddamn ass off.
You did, you asshole!
I fucking burst
Like,
out.
everyone-
There's a scene
everyone-
where he's trying to take a piss and they're having like a big drama moment. People just keep coming out from the back and slamming his dick into the wall.
Like everyone in here is a terrible person, but Jay and Silent Bob are probably the ones that are the least bad. Actually,
No,
no,
they just do the least amount of shit in the movie. They just chill the whole goddamn time.
Well, actually, I take that back because his fiance also wasn't bad at all. She really didn't do anything.
And
Oh,
that's
you
what I mean.
forgot,
She didn't do
you
anything
forgot
too,
to
like,
mention they sell weed to kids.
They do.
Yeah, that's true.
They
But
do,
at
they
the
do
end-
sell weed to kids.
But then it's like every time Jay says something, it's always the worst, most offensive, gross, whatever the fuck. Where it's like, look, do I like Dante a little bit? Not really. He's kind of a piece of shit that cheats on everyone around him and is kind of an asshole. But at the end of the day, he feels like at least he's trying to be an adult, whereas everyone else's movie is a child. And I was like, well, I'll take the guy that's attempting and failing to be an adult versus the literal man children, or I guess women children that are around.
Well, like Dante's
See,
a
my
man
whole thing
child
is like
too.
it doesn't seem like he's trying to actually do anything. Like he keeps saying he does, but then like his fiance literally had to push him to actually do anything, and then he sabotages that. So I feel like he's just as much of a child as everyone else.
The biggest thing about
But he
it, too-
blames it on everyone else.
The thing
Yeah.
I don't like about it too, though, that really kind of frustrates me is not only the man-child shit, but then also like I don't like Kevin Smith the way he like treats people, like actual like people like in a movie. Like for instance, his wife, she plays Dante's soon-to-be wife, and the whole big clit thing. She apparently in real life has a huge clit, and she was like, "I don't want you to write that story." He's like, "Well, I think it's funny. I'm gonna talk about your clit, and you're married to me, so you're gonna say yes because I'm gonna pay you." And it's like really shitty, and also it's like there's a lot of stuff here where I just feel like it's Kevin Smith getting away with either saying, doing, or whatever the fuck, but through these characters. Like the whole cheating thing, it was like, are we really like they have like a romantic ending where Dante finally like proposes to the girl he cheated on his girl with because he got her pregnant, and it's like, dude, the music's like la la la, beauty in the wind, like everything's great, he wins at the end. I'm like, you're pretty much saying you should cheat because true love lies when someone else.
True love conquers all, even if you're infidelity and only marry because you got pregnant.
Yeah, like why? So he's like a hero, like. A douchebag made this movie. A piece of shit made this movie.
Yeah, fuck you, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I like honestly, yes. I strongly feel that way. And then like the thing is too, it's like I don't like and there's so many comedians that do this, but like one right now, and I actually like him so, but Bert Kreischer does that where he goes on stage and lots of his jokes and making fun of his family, and that's cool. You make the money, you pay the bills, blah blah whatever. But when you're a comic who just shits on your family and shits on people and tells people secrets and blah blah blah, and you're gonna make someone look bad so people can get a laugh about it, like you're fucking lazy. Like tell some fucking jokes. Like write something. You know what I mean?
Did SpongeBob not teach us anything?
I don't know shit
Wait,
about
what?
You don't remember the episode with the squirrel jokes?
No.
Oh
No?
yeah, I remember. What you're talking
I'm a
about.
grown man. A little bit.
You were also when you were younger in the age range to watch goddamn SpongeBob.
I was 20 when I was 10. But no,
Yeah, that I believe.
But overall, though, like, once again, not gonna do a scene by scene here. I mean, it's fucking the same thing that the original Clerks was. The only difference here is that the synopsis essentially, when the Quick Stop burned down, which is the place they're working at the first movie, they had to go to movies, and movies is like a regular restaurant thing. And the entire movie, Randall's saying everything that's fucking disgusting and everything that's racist or sexist, or whatever, while customers are inside, which is ridiculous. And Dante ends up cheating on his wife with Rosario Dawson's character. She finds out that she's pregnant. He has to fucking choose between her or like this new life with the fucking soon-to-be wife that he has before, and it's a weird situation where it's just kind of like this all happens within one day, which is cool. I like movies that do that, but it's just weird that so many things happen in one day. We get a fucking donkey fucking going on. We get different cameos from different people coming in. Them serving beer and piss, or not beer, but soda and piss to people. There's a lot that happens here. People puking, racist shit. Just everything, and for all this happen in one movie is almost like situational slapstick, and because of that, it's problematic for me personally. I think that the movie kind of wanted to be like, hey, we're part 2, so we gotta do everything double, like everything has to be fucking crazy. And I'll have Alan kind of explain the rest if there is anything else to explain, but for me, my rating is definitely going to be 3 out of 5. I like the first one more. I think this movie is bad, and I it's entertaining for me because I'm into Kevin Smith's stuff. But you look at the first Clerks, it was actually something different. Here we got a terrible musical, we got really lazy jokes, horrible music cues, but it's still better than a lot of other shit that Kevin Smith did. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for me. Jet, I'm going to have you go next. What would you rate this movie, and anything else you want to say about it, go right ahead.
So, it's been years since I actually seen this movie, because I was on a binge just watching just random movies on, like, I think Netflix or somewhere. And just like the first time I watched it, it was basically right after watching Clerks, which I liked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But then afterwards, just like, this is different. And it's just like, I didn't like it as much because, like I said, like it was pretty much different from the first one. Like, and a lot of the problems that you brought up, being like lazier jokes, more slapstick. The cameos too, which were kind of, But then watching it again, I'm just like.
Yeah, I don't know why I had to show that part. Fuck.
That just threw me off. But after watching it again, I actually had a much better time with it. It's probably also because I was watching it with you guys, but like a lot of the jokes that I didn't laugh at like the first time watching it, I laughed at like this time. I was laughing this entire fucking movie. Except, like, and also, like Andrew said, like, I was getting into arguments with the characters, too, because I felt myself just going into that restaurant and just being like, oh, okay, hold up. Let me join in on this fucking argument. Which wouldn't be too out of place for the fucking movie, because that shit happens all the time. They're working somewhere, and all of a sudden someone just walks up and just joins in my conversation. And that's how I felt with fucking Randall. Got on my last goddamn nerves. I could not stand his ass. Yeah. I couldn't stand him in the first movie either. But the thing is, he is such a huge piece of fucking shit. He is the worst character in this fucking movie. He said some funny ass shit. Like, he's a funny character. But my God, I would beat the ever-living fuck out of him. Every time something bad happened to him, I would laugh. I hate him. I can't stand him. Dante's next. I can't stand Dante either. Because he sabotages himself literally all the fucking time and then blames everyone else for everything going wrong with him. It's just like, first of all, you're the dumbass that told Randall that Rosario Dawson is fucking pregnant. That's your fault. Like, you didn't have to tell him shit. Would he find out? Maybe. But you're the one who was just like, oh my God, I just said someone 2 weeks ago and now she's fucking pregnant. And then you go ahead and then you blame him for shit like, because you know your best friend that you've been with since, like, what, high school, middle school, I don't fucking remember, has a big fucking mouth. That's your fucking fault. And you spent all the time wanting to beat his ass and yell at him saying, like, he ruined your life. You didn't have to take him on as a friend.
Yeah.
Like,
Randall says that to him as well within the jail scene. He's like, yo, if you told me you were going to bail on me or just totally ditch me at some point, I wouldn't even bother with your fucking ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that is a very frustrating thing. But it's just funny that Jake got the reaction.
These two basically, honestly, are a match made in fucking hell. Like, they work well together, but my God, knowing them in real life, you would just hate the fuck out of him. Which is like, why does Dante keep getting these women that are too good for him and shit? Which is another thing Randall actually asks us too. Like, how do you keep getting these women around you, and then you keep fucking sabotaging yourself? Like, I couldn't stand them.
Nick and Alan.
Yeah, we were making the jokes through that entire movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Roxy are Jay and Silent Bob.
Not as bad though, because Randall's a straight up pedophile.
Yeah, I know that's a whole thing there too. Yeah, I forgot about that. He's like, yeah, those 17-year-olds, man, I really like to fuck. I was like, wow, this would definitely not happen nowadays as far as like that dialogue goes.
Nope.
But yeah, like Rosario Dawson, I didn't like her character either. Like, she was okay, but like she was a cheater and annoying, and just like you really wanted to get with Dante like that. You got pregnant. You ain't got no money, no nothing, no redeeming qualities except for being maybe the straight man. Nah. And then the thing is, his fiance was so fucking nice to her too. Like, most of the time, girls hate it when their fucking like boyfriend and stuff have female friends, and she was all welcoming and shit. Like, bitch, how dare you?
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob were probably the most entertaining parts of this movie, in my opinion, because they're just so like, they're just wacky and being themselves. It's fun to watch.
Yeah,
But,
especially Jay and him finding God and everything too. That was a pretty funny concept.
But yeah, overall, I did have fun with this movie. I'm glad I did watch it again, because usually I don't really like watching movies like more than once, unless it's with other people. But I'll give this a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. Ganja Guru, how about you, sir? What'd you rate this, man?
Shit, a strong 4.5 out of 5, dog. This is my favorite movie. Just loved the fuck out of it. It was one of the first adult movies I saw as a kid. Actually, the first time I saw this, me and my friend bought it without his parents knowing through the hotel server. We were in Orlando at the time. Back when hotels used to sell you guys premium movies that were still in the movie theater. That was the whole
Bought
gimmick to
this
get you
instead
to
of
go.
porn?
Yeah, we bought this instead of porn. We enjoyed it way more than porn. We got to see way more fucking sex acts than we would have saw in a normal porn.
Probably.
I would have saw Kiki Kelly in the stud in a regular fucking hotel porn.
That's true, unless you really dive deep.
There's no diving deep. That's going to the counter. Hey man, can I borrow your USB drive shit? That's extra levels of acquiring porn.
Oh my god.
But yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for you though. Roxy, how about you?
I'm biased. I really, really fucking love this movie.
I thought you said I'm bisexual.
You're not wrong.
There's a good
you
chance.
are not wrong.
Maybe we know that part, but what you think about the movie?
That's great.
Man, fuck you. Okay, anyways. So with this movie, I always enjoy it when I'm either by myself, but I really love watching it with everyone else. I love seeing people's reactions to it. And just, you tend to enjoy things more when you're with a crowd, whether or not they have or haven't seen it. So for me, this is a 4.8 out of 5. Definitely there are some jokes that you definitely cannot make nowadays. Like for example, the pedophile joke, some of the racial slurs that are in there. I don't know if you guys knew this, and I probably mentioned it beforehand, but just to put it bluntly, Randall's shirt, there was a certain point in time where you could buy it online. Mm-hmm. And for obvious reasons, probably not the best idea. Like, sure, maybe a couple Kevin Smith fans will get it, but it's still no excuse because it's a fucking racial slur.
That's how you get your ass beat walking down the street.
That's how you're going to get your ass fucking beat, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Imagine
I'm gonna be honest.
context. I'm taking it back. I'm gonna take back my fist and ram into your fucking head again.
Do you know what made me just really happy while watching this?
What?
Alan's reaction to the donkey show.
Yeah. He was laughing his ass off.
I did not think that would go over the way I expected it to.
He was like, where are the cops? The cops show up. Okay, that took a little longer than I thought. It's New Jersey. Okay, good point.
Yeah, this is actually Alan's reaction right here. Like, I hate it, but it's kind of nice.
He laughed his ass off when Elias went, he's jerking off, I'm jerking off too. He was laughing like he was in the fucking audience of the donkey show. Like, dude, what the fuck?
I'm sorry, Jesus.
Yeah, at that point you should be apologizing to Jesus.
But yeah, but 4.8 out of 5 for Roxy. Now the main event here, man. Good old Alan.
Roxy, why do you keep putting 0.8? What math calculus are you doing in your head that you're getting 0.8?
Because I don't want to give it the full point. There's definitely a couple things that knock it off for me. So I go to 0.8, 0.5, 0.2, whatever.
fucking
Let her
just-
divide as she wants to.
Yeah, it's just dividing up 5 into just all these different increments that she has a
Yes.
fucking board of.
I'm probably the person that buys like 50 watermelons
I
at a
get you.
grocery store. I'm
No,
that
babe.
person from the math problems.
She's the person that buys the same expiration date of milk.
Oh,
You're not wrong about that.
I can't even.
I
But
like milk.
And you know what's funny? So she's catching up to it a few times, which is hilarious.
I
trying to
like
race it
milk.
down to the clock.
Yeah, it's like it's a race.
But I do not understand what the fuck are you talking
All
about?
right, so
Expiration
sometimes,
dates.
all right, so sometimes we're actually grab like 2 gallons, and then like they have the same expiration date. There's no
Okay.
difference. So it's like, all right, you're expecting to drink these 2 gallons by this time. I'm assuming, and
Yeah.
sometimes she'll do it.
Honey, we gotta chug 3 gallons of milk
I've
in
been in
2
a situation
hours
too
over
before, though, dog.
You just wake up at 2 a.m. You just see me in the kitchen just drinking out of a gallon of milk.
top to bottom, just fucking.
But what would you
Go
rate
back.
this, though, good old Alan? Anything you want to add to it, too?
To repeat, what the fuck are y'all on? Like, you guys are on. I don't know what crack that Kevin Smith like puts in film that somehow portrays and goes through to your keyboard and goes through to your minds.
What did I do?
I know you're
Look, point being, we enjoyed ourselves, Alan. We are your
But
friends,
it's-
and we enjoyed ourselves.
Yes,
We
and I
are
am
your
glad you
friends.
enjoyed yourself. And this isn't one of those movies where it's like I can't believe no one can enjoy it. Because like it's my issue with Kevin Smith movies is that he has a formula, and the formula I can't stand. It is the way he positions his actors when they talk, and all the lines of dialogue are from this pompous superiority complex, talking down to whoever they're talking to. Or again, you mentioned the whole Transformers and Star Wars debate. He does that in every fucking movie where he's at one point I have to stop the movie to have a discussion of, well, nerd culture is it, well, critic culture is it, well, actually Star Wars. It's like he has these fucking it's like again on his podcast he always talks about like his opinions on stuff. He's like, I want to put that in my movies so that I can have the one-sided argument like Nick brought up. Does it all the fucking time.
I'm
And it
actually curious. I'm actually pretty curious what you would think of Chasing Amy then, since you haven't seen that one.
I'm curious too, because again, this is the Clerks and Jane Silent Bob are the only movies I've seen, but they're basically all part of the same, whatever the fuck universe you want to call this. But it is a situation where it's like I feel like I'm watching the same like rinse and repeat sequelitis from every time. Like Jane Silent Bob, I never like them because every time I see them from Clerks 1 and their own movies where I'm just like, you're horrible, disgusting people. I can't fucking stand you. But I was just like, for the most part, I was like not paying attention to this movie because shit just happened at the same time. But I felt like I wasn't missing anything. It wasn't until the back half of this movie comes in where, like, when I figured out, oh, they're doing a dunk scene, I'm like, oh, it's going to be the most gross out humor possible. But I'm like, they did clever edits. They did a lot of stuff that I could laugh at this because my mind was filling in the blanks, but it wasn't so gross. It was more just like the movie just stops. Like, it just
Yeah.
stops and everyone goes, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like I'm there with them. So it's just happening. I'm just like I don't know what's going on, but there's 8 things happening and they're all funny.
And it makes sense for just like all that shit to happen at that moment too. Like the whole movie's kind of ridiculous. So at the end, you're not really like saying, okay, now you took it too far or you jumped the shark. It's like, no, you're swimming with whatever the ridiculousness has always been here, like this whole movie.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come across as like weird or too climactic or anything. And one thing too, something I forgot to bring up. I want to get your opinion on this, but at the
What's
end,
up?
man, did it hit you a certain way? Because I gotta tell you, we've had that talk.
They did that. My favorite part of Clerks 1 was the conversation in which they were having about like, oh, hey, Dante, you think you're better than the customers. You're just the same. You're just talking shit from this position of superiority. And again, we give it to the worst character in existence to do the exact same thing of you just want to live by other people's standards. And Nick decides to fucking throw it in my face and go, you're just going to go to university and be a scientist. Like, go fuck yourself. That's real.
But I mean,
But-
sometimes it takes that for people too, where it's just like maybe Dante needed to hear that to be happy with himself. And like that's one thing I really like about this movie too, is like because it's coming from a loser's perspective. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of a loser. You know what I mean? I've been a loser most of my fucking life. I think right now I'm starting to reach where I might have a peak soon, which is like, yay, like that'd be cool. My life's gonna be good at some point. But aside from that, most of my life has just always been like, man, I wish I could do this. I wish I was a wrestler. I wish I was a musician. I wish I was
Yeah.
this. I wish I was, and wouldn't it be like would it not be the worst thing to just be like, you know what? I'm okay being who I am.
Well,
Like-
it is one of those interesting things where it's like that discussion is very simply like you're talking to somebody who is angry at the world for a lot of the choices that they make because they don't know what they want to be. And yes, that is something I continue to struggle with to this very fucking day. So hearing that and hearing somebody else that's kind of an idiot saying you have to live for you is like, yeah, okay, that's a very important lesson. And I'm glad Kevin Smith has enough realization as a person to really say that kind of shit, because most of the time his dialogue is very almost talking down to the audience. Or talking down to fans, or talking down to people like this. Whereas that discussion is like, he's trying to essentially like uplift and be like, hey, there's more to life than there's more to life than just kind of living up to whatever standards. You have to be happy with yourself. And I legitimately enjoyed it. That was a well done scene. It didn't have to do any comedy. It was a well done scene between two characters. That was the only time in the movie I felt they were actually friends.
Yeah. What you call it? And I got rid of that troll, by the way, guys. Thank you for letting me know. Hopefully he doesn't come in here and say anything else that's stupid or whatever. But yeah, I think that's the thing that kind of pushes over for me too, Alan, as far as that last dialogue scene. Cause I'm just like, dude, like that was pretty good. And it's cool that, Kevin Smith was able to do that. But one last question I have for you before we get into your rating. Do you feel like because one thing you said lately, and okay, well, YouTube is weird. Let me see. I'm going to report.
Yeah, see if you can get rid of that.
Yeah, I can't. I hate YouTube. Like you can't even moderate it. Like I'm trying my best to get rid of this shit, and it's just not working. Anyways, well, we'll be ending off soon, anyways. But maybe I have to stop using.
You made it when you got these kind of fucking assholes showing up on the show.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, can you just stop presenting YouTube?
Nope, I can't, because Streamlabs is one funny fucking thing. I'm irritated because it's kind of like, wow, like I don't know. Well,
we get it. You're an edgy band geek, and you're in high school, and you're trying really hard to impress your friends.
Yeah,
cool.
But anyway, though, man. Yeah, as far as what was I gonna say though? Oh, like we've been seeing this a lot with Kevin Smith movies, where you're kind of like, hey, man, like at the end of the movie that Kevin Smith does all the time, it always feels like he's trying to do like his last movie.
Every movie's his last movie.
Do you feel that way with this one?
Oh, hell yeah. Every single fucking time. It's just one situation. It's like, hey, I never make another movie again. They got married and things work out and he got a job and they're going right back to how it was in Clerks 1 and the friendships reunited and they'll do this forever type shit. It's like, and we got to make sure to get Ben Affleck and all these people at some point and everyone dance. It's like every movie he does. Like, again, I've not seen the Clerks type of stuff like Chasing Amy and whatever the fuck the other shit he does. So maybe those will be different movies. But in all honesty, it feels like all these movies are very, very similar, where it's like, look, I get it. The guy's had his share of health problems, and I'm glad he's still kicking. I don't hate him, because I know a lot of people can't stand Kevin Smith as a director. Me, I don't. I just hate when I see you having a formula here, and it's just rinse and repeat, and just like, well, I'm going to take this and put it into this slot, that to this slot. What's the argument this time? Star Wars is better than all these franchises. What's the discussion with these two characters? It's like a Family Guy skit. Every fucking movie where it's like it's the same formula, we just rearrange a couple shit and then voila, I have a movie. And it's one of those things where it's like I like Clerks 1 because it was the first one I ever saw, but then after saying Jay and Silent Bob reboot, I'm like, this movie fucking sucks because I feel like it's talking down to people that enjoy this shit. Then Jay and Silent Bob right back, and those are the same fucking movie, literally scene for scene in some fucking cases. So it's like this guy just does the same fucking movie over and over again.
Yeah. But overall, rating wise, what would you rate this out by?
I can't deny that I was laughing for at least, I guess, the back half, the last 40 minutes of this movie. But, like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, look, if you want to piss me off, do food-related shit. Like, gross out with food to me is like, I will just cut your fucking movie off. Because I cannot take that fucking shit.
I was going to say cut your booty off, by the way. That was hilarious.
Yes, cut my booty off. No, it is one of those things where I will fucking stop watching. So, a good thing I was, like, mostly distracted in the first half. Because a lot of that shit I just didn't see. And I would have just said, I'm done, I'm out. So it's like one of those things. I gotta do this like a 1 because at least the second half is a little bit funny and there's stuff going on, and it does the thing that it did in the Clerks, who has that conversation about life that's done really well. I wish Kevin Smith could write the rest of the movie like that because he might actually get something out of it. But it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, I laughed my ass off because it was just consistently funny. It was peak comedy where it's like you don't show anything. You have the reactions from everyone. And it's done enough that you can imagine what's going on, and it might be a little gross, or you might be laughing your ass off at just how absurd it is. But it's the only point in the movie where I genuinely enjoyed. The rest of it was just typical Kevin Smith shit.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, 1.
Yeah, you gave it a 1. Yeah.
Oh, 1 out of 5.
That's harsh as fuck. You should at least give him more points for the fact you were laughing.
Every single person in this movie.
Yeah, but it still made me laugh. I still said, like, I hated almost everyone, but at least it was keeping me entertained, and I laughed.
You laughed your ass off, Alan.
I did. The back half of this movie is
I
great,
feel
but
I
again,
feel like that South Park movie when the fucking the two Canadian comedians get betrayed by Sacha Baron Cohen, but you laughed at it. You found it funny, Alan. You enjoyed it.
yeah, but again,
Ew.
I know. I'm a little
food-related
scared,
gross out humor is the worst to me. The worst offense ever, especially at a restaurant, man. That shit, I'm still
So,
paid to this
okay,
day.
so have you ever
Motherfucker,
seen
they would
Waiting?
serve food during the Kiki Kelly scene.
No, but there was food beforehand, man.
Have
that
you
shit-
seen Waiting, Alan?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's fucking.
Would
fucked
you
up.
be able to handle that?
I'm gonna assume no because of their reactions. Wait, no, I've seen Waiting. That's why. That's actually specifically why I can't do that. That movie, legitimately, there's the scene where the woman she yells back the steak. I think that's the same movie.
Yeah.
I stopped after that. All that I'm like this. I was almost in tears. I could never finish that movie. After
Well,
that.
yeah, don't be a bitch to the person that serves your food. That's
No,
rule
and
number
I can't
one.
even,
You
like,
don't fuck with
I'm even
people that mess with your food.
But they could do that at any point, even if like they just want to. It's like that's why I'm like I don't even like even if it's like there's something wrong, like I would feel terrible. I can't do that shit.
My
So
dad used to
anyway.
be a manager of actually a restaurant back in Chicago.
My dad used to
so
spit in
no,
burgers.
I'm not saying he did this, but he knew and has seen plenty of dudes. So this situation literally is fucking nothing new. As long as you're chill about everything, they don't give a fuck. But the moment you start giving them problems, then that's when they start fucking with your shit.
Yeah, but either way though, I am shocked by that rating, but I understand it to an extent. I mean, hey,
I
I don't.
don't-
It's fucking
I don't think it's-
blasphemous.
That doesn't seem fair.
Not at all.
But you know what is fair though? Going over there to the Metropolis Collective and watching their stuff, because Alan, you're gonna tell people where to find you guys, because I'm about to fall asleep. You tell them.
Basically, the move out that sent all the information. Follow me on Facebook. You'll be able to see the Metropolis. Drop a like on there. Everything else, the horror hole, which there's gonna be again.
Sorry,
Hey,
sorry,
go
I'm
fuck
tired.
yourself.
I'm tired though. My bad.
Check out all the normal content that's on there. The Illuminati's actually on break for the next little while. Between Ganja and me, we're just taking some time. There's not gonna be any new episodes, but we still have everything archived. And check out any of the other places, all the audio for basically everything that goes on there. So drop a like to see when shit's gonna be live.
Oh, with that said, guys, get the fuck out of here. Go. I hate you. God damn it. Why don't you spread the word about us, huh? Why don't you tell people about things, huh? Why don't you do that for us? Anyways, guys, sorry about the YouTube thing earlier. That guy's a piece of fucking shit. I hope his mom is sick. I hope he falls down some stairs, that racist fucking little cunt. Goodbye. Hey, Toasty, attack the chat. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow with some topics. And that's about it. And, yeah, see, Toasty, I'm tired.
But big farts.